Alright everybody, this video is going to be a new uh, collage of evidence showing that World Trade Center number 7 did not collapse, but it was indeed imploded, and that the media was lying about it being collapsed before it collapsed. This is a great video. It was well, this is from September 18th, 2011. So it's a year old, a little under a year old, but we have to remember 9/11. You know, you see the saying, remember 9/11? Well, let's not just say it, we have to do it. This is where it's all started. If you ever noticed that this is when the whole influx of information started really popping out there, when this is when all of the different things started happening on a bigger scale and more often. All these shootings and all that, well, the shootings were recent, but everything seemed to kick into gear after this. After this ritual, which is what it was, a ritual, and this is when everything seemed to kick in. The police state and all the truth information and everything kicked into high gear after this ritual. So it's good to go back, and this is a video that really puts forth solid. You can't deny, like the title says, if this does not get through to you, nothing will. Okay, this is like the nail in the coffin. Okay, so let's go ahead and watch it. There's a few things I want to point out here. At the end, you're going to see new footage that was submitted. It's a cell phone video of the implosions of Building 7.
Especially in the Muslim world, the question remains, if America is this vulnerable, is anyone safe?
Okay, what she just said there in that statement was, I'll put the link in the description area so you can watch the whole video, but what she just said there was, especially in the Muslim world, she said, if an attack on the United States can happen, is anyone in the world safe? Muslim is just one group they've created to divide us. You know, they've placed all these different religions and different organizations, and they divide us by social class. It's divide and conquer. It's what's controlling Muslims and what's controlling the Zionist government, and it's not the people. It's not the people that are our enemies. It's our own leaders. It's our own governments around the world. It's the cross and the crown. So we'll go on here.
The latest building collapse in New York, you might have heard a few moments ago, was talking about the Salomon Brothers building collapse.
Okay, here he's talking about the World Trade Center 7 collapsing. It's only 5:07 p.m.
And indeed it has. Apparently that's only a few hundred yards away from where the World Trade Center towers were. And it seems that this was not a result of a new attack. It was because the building had been weakened during this morning's attacks. We'll probably find out more now about that from our correspondent, Jane Stanley. Jane, what more can you tell us about the Salomon Brothers building and its collapse?
Okay, right here she's standing in the way of it. She'll move out of the way and you'll see it clearly still standing while they're saying it's collapsed.
Well, only really what you already know. Details are very, very sketchy. It's almost a sentence down.
And another thing he just said, I'm not going to rewind it, but go back and listen. He said that from the pressure from all the other planes hitting, it collapsed under its own pressure. It's some ridiculous thing. I missed that. Go back and watch it.
New York, behind me, down by the World Trade Centers, of just an area completely closed off as the rescue workers try to do their job. But this isn't the first building that has suffered as a result. We know that part of the Marriott Hotel next to the World Trade Center also collapsed as a result of this huge amount of falling debris from 110 floors of the two twin towers of the World Trade Center. As you can see behind me, the Trade Center appears to be still standing. We see these huge clouds.
It's still standing.
Ash, and
as they're sitting there talking about how it collapsed.
An empty glimpse of what was a very familiar New York skyline.
So I mean, you have to recognize the lie this was, and I know people out there like to say, well, they wouldn't lie to us like that. They couldn't be that evil. They couldn't be that bad. They wouldn't lie to us. Yes, they would, and they do, and they are, and they not only will lie to you, but they'll use symbology. They'll use little symbols and colors, and different things that stimulate certain areas of your mind. They study all of this, people. It's called mind control, and it takes place. And it did this day. Here's absolute proof that this building fell. And they said, and it was imploded, but they were saying it fell before it even fell. This is a script.
A symbol of the financial prosperity.
Okay, here come the explosions of the cell phone footage. The following footage was found on an old digital camera, file date 2001-9/11 at 5:19. Okay, they were saying it fell at 5:07. This was at 5:19 p.m. Here they come. Do you see and hear the explosions? I'll put this link in the description area. This is new cell phone footage. Well, not really new. It's September 18, 2011 was the upload date of this video. Here's the rest. Okay, there you go. I'll put the link in the oh, here. This is Larry Silverstein in the documentary where he slipped up and said we made a decision to pull it. Here it is, sorry. They made the decision to pull. And then later on they edited it out. It was a BCC documentary. So anyway, there you go. If you had any questions, I mean, I don't know what else you need. The cross and the crown, the culprits, the Jesuits and the Black Pope through the Vatican. This was all set up. This whole system needs to go. I don't think it'll take violence. I think that's why they try to push us into the into violent things. I think that's why they intimidate us with their body armor and police and this and that. And sometimes the videos of cops beating civilians, because that gets your anger up. Okay, there's a red flame of anger and there's a blue flame of anger. The red flame of anger is getting mad and not thinking before you act and doing something ridiculous and dumb. The blue flame of anger is being smart and using that anger in the right direction. And the thought of, we should be in the thought of right now, we should be in the thought of save the earth. Everything you do, you should be in the thought of save the earth, you know, and stop the suffering. You're saving the earth and stop the suffering of the children being enslaved in Africa over diamonds, and people starving, and people going without. There's people with trillions and billions of dollars, and there's no reason anybody should be going without. We should be closer to nature. So that's it for now. There's absolute proof of that, and maybe it'll wake some more up. Take care.